how the mainstream media is designed to keep you broke, angry, and failing in life. The thing you guys have to understand about corporate media, aka mainstream media, is that their job is to keep you in a constant state of fear. Okay? Their job is to keep you in a constant state of feeling like you're a victim, that there's some invisible boogeyman out there that is oppressing you from reaching your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, even though we live in the most freest, most civilized, and most successful time ever at any point in humanity. I mean, never before have you been able to just go out there and start a business like that for less than $100. You just throw up a website and you're off and running. Back in the day, you had to lease property, you had to get permits, you had to go through all of this red tape just to even see if your idea would work. Whereas today, you can just go out there. I mean, I think statistically, we have more millionaires than ever. We have more billionaires than ever. We have more young millionaires than ever, right? Setting records for the youngest millionaires who create apps or develop some software that people latch onto, or some social media platform. So more than ever, it has never been as easy as possible to go out there and become successful. Yet, we have a generation, right? Just a whole generation of people, both young and old, who are constantly whining about the fact they can't get ahead because somebody's oppressing them. They're constantly, just being really like crybabies about how, I can't get ahead, supremacy. I can't say all these words because the video will get flagged, because even that in itself should tell you about the culture we're living in, where you can't even speak freely without being demonetized, without being flagged, and all this, because some crybaby out there can't take, a different opinion from their own. Some crybaby can't handle the truth, can't handle reality, even though, again, we're living in the freest time ever at any point in humanity. Okay, with the lowest amount of racism, the lowest amount of poverty, yet you have the mainstream here wanting you to think otherwise. Why would they do that, right? Why would they not encourage you? Why wouldn't CNN and MSNBC be out there going, hey, you know what? We have more millionaires than ever. You could go out there and make $1 million too. There's just so much more information too about how to get in better shape, how to improve your diet, how to live a longer life. Why aren't they encouraging this type of news? The reason why is because it doesn't sell advertising. It doesn't get eyeballs. What does get eyeballs is fear, pain, anger, sadness. They play on these very negative and toxic emotions to keep you in that state. Why? So that they can control you. I get even more saddened by adults, especially ones that are older than me. It's like, you've been on this planet much longer than me. How have you not been able to see through the matrix yet? How have you not been able to see through all this horse shit? How are you still here with your eyes glued to the screen believing this? Even though there have been a number of videos proving that this is fake news, proving them that their credibility is horrendous, right? And there has been, if you look at the latest statistics on mainstream news, they're panicking. They are really panicking, right? With the fact that they're losing eyeballs, people aren't watching them anymore, people are turning to independent resources, or they're going to YouTube and finding independent journalists to get real information because they're tired of being lied to. Instead of the mainstream trying to clean up their act, what do? They double down, baby. They double down. They tell you there's more racism out there than ever. There's more white supremacy than ever. More people just doing each other dirty than ever. And they want you to believe all this ugliness, right? So that they can continue to control you, so that they can continue to sell advertising. And the sad part is just there's so many zombies out there that can't think for themselves. You see it happening all the time, right? It's like, you cannot think for yourself, dude. The mainstream does see the statistics on them losing just millions of eyeballs with every passing year, right? People just are not watching them anymore. And people are doing their own independent research. And I literally saw, I think it was Brian Seltzer on CNN, literally told people, I think it was him, or maybe it might have been one of the other talking heads on there. They told people, don't do your own research. Wow, right? They literally said, stop thinking for yourself. Let us do the thinking for you. Let us tell you what to do. Let us tell you how to live. Okay, don't think for yourself. Let us do that for you. Why, I mean, that is just insanity. And you know what's even worse is a lot of people do exactly that. They're like, yep, not going to do my research. I'm just going to stay glued to CNN. And I'm picking on CNN because they are the biggest purveyor of fake news. Right? Just look at the whole Joe Rogan thing that happened too. Even if you're not a fan of his, I don't really watch his stuff either, but I mean, they did fake a lot of stuff there, and they really push the envelope. And I mean, it's insane how narcissistic they are to think that their credibility can't be hurt, right? And they can continue to spew out these lies, even in the face of people tuning off and no longer wanting to watch them. If you look at the ratings, I think like Fox News is #1. How is that possible? Tucker Carlson has like the #1 spot, right? Which I was surprised happened, because I always thought like Megyn Kelly or something would come back, and I just figured people would want to watch her because she's some hot chick, or at least she was at the time, right? She's ruined herself now and ruined her credibility because she tried to play both sides of the fence. However, Tucker Carlson is now he's like #1. And if you look at the amount of views like Fox News will get, because I try to be fair, I try to be unbiased, I try to compare, right? If you look at the amount of views that like Fox News will get compared to CNN, oh my God, there's no competition anymore. Fox is crushing them. Fox News is crushing CNN and MSNBC. They are just crushing them. Even their lowest tier reporters on Fox News are crushing the highest tier reporters on CNN and MSNBC, right? It's insane. They're getting just demolished, man. And if you even just look at the videos, right, the news stories that Fox News covers, say you just go to YouTube, see the latest stories from the past few days. Compare that to CNN. Click on their videos. See the latest stories from the past few days. If you go to Fox News, they're covering what's going on with the White House, the president, the economy, everything that's going on, they are covering. You go to CNN, they're covering like, I kid you not, the last one I saw, they were talking about AirPods or whatever they're called for the iPhone. Then they were talking about some like antivirus software. It's like, whoa, why are you covering like technical products and like dumb stories, and you're not covering what's actually going on out in the world? Oh, it's because your guy in office is failing. Oh, it's because your guy in office is screwing things up, right? And his approval numbers are in the tanker, and so is his vice president. So you don't want to talk about that. And unbelievably, there were a number of stories about Donald Trump. And I'm like, you guys are still talking about Donald Trump. He has not been in office in over a year now. Why are you ignoring the crime? Why are you ignoring what's going on with the economy? Why are you ignoring jobs reports? Why are you ignoring like stories people actually want to see? Oh, because it doesn't fit your narrative, because you're trying to protect your guy, right? And I mean, that just shows you the bias, right? It shows you right there that there's a serious bias. And obviously Fox News has a bias, right? They're more right-wing. But however, they're the only right-wing station. I would like to see a balance at least, right? Regardless of what side you're on, right? I don't identify as right or left. I'm more conservative these days just because I'm getting older. There's like a huge bias when it comes to the left. They own the mainstream media. So when people rag about Fox News, I'm like, that's the one station. Is there another one? I don't see one, right? But there are multiple left-wing stations, which is why like so many people are getting brainwashed, right? And it's like, dude, you can't think for yourself, right? But it is the mainstream media's job to keep you in a constant state of fear, panic, anger, you know, and of course Fox does that too, but they don't do it nearly on the level that CNN is doing. I mean, CNN is like blatantly hiding stories that they should be reporting on, right? They're neglecting stories or oppressing stories that they should be reporting on, but they won't because it will affect their candidate in the next election. That should be treason right there. Right? It's so blatantly obvious, but yet you have a lot of zombies out there just buying into, oh no, it's all true, you know, and all this, and it's just, I don't see them anymore thinking for themselves, you know, and I know a lot of people like to do this left-right thing, and I'm trying not to do that, but from what I've seen, especially lately, especially the past several years now, it's usually the right that's willing to have a conversation and going, let's sit down and discuss this. And then the left never wants to show up. Or they like quadruple team one like person on the right. And they'll have like a panel of 5 leftists with one guy on the right. It's like, that's not fair, dude, right? That's like a gang fight. You don't like pick a gang fight and the guy shows up with 2 people and you show up with 20. That's not fair, right? You have to have a balance. I was watching some YouTube video on climate change, and these climate skeptics, scientists who are scientists, invited like the top climate purveyors, like people who push climate change. They invited them to this conference. It was going to be 3 on 3. So you have the 3 climate skeptics versus the 3 climate, people who are pro climate change. Those 3 seats sat empty. None of them showed up. And I'm like, dude, you're on a national stage. This is your opportunity to talk about why it's so important. They didn't even show up. That should tell you right there. It's like, okay, why wouldn't you just show up, man? I mean, you can't send anybody. What does that say about your credibility? This is why people become skeptical of it and people start to turn on it. And I've always said that I really predict in the next 10 years that the mainstream media will eventually be destroyed, right? Not completely. They'll always have something, but eventually people are just going to start turning to the internet and these independent content creators, people like Joe Rogan, whether you like him or not, Adam Carolla, whether you like these guys or not. I don't really watch any of these shows. I just don't have time to. But from what I've seen, the conversation is shifting online because people realize they can't trust the mainstream media anymore. They just can't. I mean, the latest article, I think I saw this from CNN. I'm sure it was CNN. But they had nothing to fearmonger about. So they talked about how, be careful. Trump is coming back in 2024. We need to prepare. And it's like, dude, it's 2022. The year just started. Your guy's failing. There's plenty of news out there. And your biggest story right now is Trump is coming back in 2024, which is really just a wild prediction on your part. It's like, that's your biggest story? Or people are starting to migrate more online to get their news. The fact that they're doing that is, you could see, like, even these platforms, like the one we're on, right, removing the dislike button. A lot of these channels, like, shutting off their comments. It's like, why do you think they're doing that? Or even banning content creators altogether. Why do you think they're doing that? It's because that's the only way they can win, right? I've seen channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, even million subscribers, get completely shut down because the people running the platform did not like what they were saying. Even though people were voting with their feet to watch that content, like it, they still got shut down because it doesn't fit their narrative. Because that is how the left plays ball, right? If they don't like what you're saying, if they can't win in the marketplace of ideas, which they never do, right? In the marketplace of ideas, they never win. This is why they don't debate. This is why whenever you try to debate them, they'll try to shout you down, threaten you, physically harm you, grab a bullhorn and blare it in your face and stuff like that, like you see on many of these protests and marches. They're just not willing to have a conversation because they know they can't win, right? They know their ideas suck. Because if their ideas were so great, why do they have to cancel you, threaten you, humiliate you? Why would they have to do these things if their ideas are so great? Why would they have to shove it down your throats? They wouldn't. Okay? They wouldn't. But this is part of that collective mindset that I can't stand, which almost always comes from the left. That's what they want. They want people to have a collective mindset because they want to be the ones who are controlling that collective mindset. They want to be in full control of your life. And it's just sad. It saddens me that so many people out there, especially these older adults, are just so willing to give that away, right? Because they can't think for themselves, right? It's like they're so willing to give away their own freedom that men like my grandpa died, died fighting for in, World War I and World War II. I mean, the men and women who've come before us, who've really, really just put their lives on the line to give us these freedoms that now these people are just giving away like it's nothing. Like it's nothing, just give it away. Sad. But that's the mainstream media's job, guys, is to keep you in a constant state of panic, fear, and anger. And if you buy into it, if you actually are sitting there angry and in fear and you allow that to affect your life, and especially allow that to affect how you treat your fellow human beings out there, you're beta. Okay? You're beta, and you need to rise above it. Doesn't mean you need to stay beta. You could rise above it by shutting off your TV, no longer watching it, and focusing on you. Okay? That is what I want you to do. If you're getting caught up in this shit, turn it off and start focusing on you. As always, guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of today's coaching video. Let me know if I've missed anything that you want to share below. Drop them in the comments below, and always happy to see your comments, always happy to read them, so drop those comments below. So until next time, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets, signing out here from top of Vegas. Have an excellent view as always, and I always love to share it with you guys, so here we are. Hope you're enjoying it as well. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube channel. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe to my channel. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, so please make sure you're subscribed as well. That way you'll get my videos fresh as I upload them, and you won't have to dig and search through YouTube and waste your time doing that. You will get them as I upload them. The second I upload them, you will be notified. Right? So make sure you're subscribed to my channel as well. And for all of you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. And the reason I'm doing that, obviously, is to protect my content from YouTube in the event they try to shut me down one day. All of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets content will be protected. And it's real easy to get signed up. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons from me who can't afford $1. Right? Really easy to get signed up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box and we'll take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now and I will see you in my next coaching video. Alright, signing out over here from Vegas. Got the Eiffel Tower behind me. Got the Cosmo where I used to stay. Long story with that. Nothing against the Cosmo. The Aria in the distance there. I think you can see Vidara and the Luxor, Big Pyramid, Mandalay Bay, and there goes Bellagio right across. But it's an excellent view, and I usually leave my curtains open. I wake up to this like this big sunshine just coming through my window, but I love to wake up to this view. It's spectacular, and if you've never been to Vegas, you should come and check it out. It's pretty awesome. So until next time.